All right, what's up, y'all? Um, my goodness, what a total ass kicking. Um, Thanks for being here with us. If you would smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Um, Already did the mall drive with Drew, so did that earlier today. So we got a little time here. I can go through your comments and questions and all that sort of stuff. So we'll run through that. Saints lose. Um, 44-13 is the final. Got to see Tyler Shuck's first ever NFL snaps. Uh, but, I think, first of all, thank you for being here. Sincerely appreciate that. Uh, I'll be here as long as y'all are and appreciate it. Um, you know, the thing that I've said every week, if you're with us every week here, is that not going to rant about losing games because I didn't expect this team to lose games. They're not a good football team, and when you're not a good football team, you shouldn't be expected to win games. Uh, and this is what you're seeing right now is the culmination of all of the bad that Mickey Loomis has built in this organization post Sean Payton, Drew Brees. I know I've gone hard after him this entire offseason, but days like today are the manifestation of why. When you don't respect the salary cap, when you make bad financial decisions, like you did with Derek Carr, uh, you don't have the opportunity to go sign meaningful free agents. And whenever you consistently shit on yourself in the draft and you don't respect your draft capital and you keep trading up and you miss, this is what happens. Instead of having opportunities to take a swing with draft picks, you're taking swings with undrafted free agents and trying to find guys off the scrap heap to put together a roster. And so when you have no depth, like today, so Trevor Penning isn't available again. So Torricelli Simpkins, an undrafted rookie free agent, is starting at left guard against one of the best defensive fronts in the league. And then Talea Sefuaga can't go. So Richards is at right tackle. How the fuck you think that's going to go? I mean, you got Cesar Ruiz, one of the worst offensive linemen in football. And then you got Richards at right tackle for Fuaga and undrafted rookie free agent Simpkins at left guard and a rookie left tackle who's your ninth overall pick, but still a rookie left tackle playing his third game ever. Like, how the fuck you think that was going to go? That's the product of what the Saints are. You can look at the defensive side. I mean, I don't know, the defense didn't give up 44 points today. I mean, there was a punt return for a touchdown. You allowed a 60-yard return would set up a short field. You had a block punt would set up a short field. The total yardage wasn't devastatingly different. Seattle had 22 first downs. Saints had 21. Seattle 320 yards. Saints 284. I'm not sitting here telling you that that's great, but it's the reason why it got so out of hand was because of your undisciplined play, your inability to compete on special teams, your penalties, all that sort of shit. But anyway, back to the defense. Point being, you take Kool-Aid McKinstry in round 2. He doesn't look like he's ready to be a number 1 corner. You drafted him 41 overall. Used a first-round pick on Brian Brzee. Biggest impact he made today was headbutting a dude to allow them, instead of a field goal attempt, they get a first down, and then they score a touchdown. Isaiah Foskey, 40th overall pick, cut year 2. Kendre Miller doing nothing for you. Nick Saldiveri's hurt out for the year. Jake Haener doing nothing. Jordan Howden can't start. A.T. Perry's not on the team. That's your 2023 draft. You want to know why this team sucks? Why they have no depth? Mickey Loomis. His drafts are shit. Go back. Chris Olave. Olave ain't a number one receiver. Trevor Penning's a bust. Alante Taylor, The rest of that, you only made 5 picks in the 2022 draft. DeMarco Jackson, Jordan Jackson were the other 2. I mean, you can't build a roster if you keep disrespecting your draft capital. And then when you do make picks, you take Peyton Turner in round 1 in 2021 and get shit out of him. Cesar Ruiz was a first rounder. I mean, in 2020, you made 4 draft picks. Cesar Ruiz, Zach Bond, Adam Troutman, Tommy Stevens. That's your entire draft. Ruiz sucks. Bond, you couldn't figure out. He goes somewhere else, becomes Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Troutman, you end up cutting him, and Tommy Stevens didn't even make the team. Like, what do you think is going to happen to your roster when over a 5-year period, you're not drafting starters? And then whenever you go into free agency, you don't have money to spend, and so you're bargain shopping, and it looks like it does. So, anyway. So, all that to say, I'm not surprised the Saints lost the game. I picked them to lose the game. We all picked them to lose the fucking game. I'm going to pick them to lose next week at Buffalo, of course. I picked against them every week. I'm going to keep picking against them because they're not any good. I think they got a shot. I think they got a shot to win at home against either the Patriots or the Giants. I think they got a shot there. But I'm not mad they lost the game. I mean, I wish they were better and could win, but I had a realistic expectation for this team. What I'm mad about is you keep doing the same shit wrong, man. That's what I'm mad about. I mean, week 1, we sat here, you committed 16 fucking penalties, 13 of them were accepted, and here we go again. Double-digit penalties in this game. You had 11 accepted penalties, and at least one I know that was declined. It might have been more. I don't know, I was zoned out in the second half. Can you fucking blame me? I mean, just look at that first half. Brzee with the personal foul, which led to, I mean, you would have held him to a field goal attempt. Instead, personal foul, touchdown Jackson Smith and Jigba. You got a 4th and 1, you're going to go for it. You have a false start. So instead you punt, they return the punt for a touchdown. It's 14-0. On your next drive, Banks false starts, it's 1st and 15. Olave false starts. You get a holding on Banks. Then you get a holding on Richards, which was declined. And then they block the punt. Then Walker scores, it's 21-0. I mean, the one break you got is Rattler threw a pick that got negated because of an illegal contact penalty. They return a kickoff 60, after you kick a field goal, they return the kickoff 60 yards, 3 plays, 38 yards. They're in the end zone. It's 28-3. Devon Gottschall had a personal foul. And that was on top of the 45-yarder to JSN. So 4 plays, 76-yard touchdown. The next drive, Banks false starts. You had a legal shift against Olave. You missed the 52-yard field goal because your stupid fucking coach decides to go for it on decides to kick a field goal on 4th and 2. No, you're down 35-3. Like, this is the type of shit that pisses me off. Like, it's not that you lost. It's you're down 35-3 at the end of the first half. You're down 32 points. You're down 4 scores. 4 scores. And you're going to kick a field goal? You're going to attempt a 52-yard field goal on 4th and 2? If it's 4th and 16, I get it. It's 4th and 2. You're down by 32. What are you doing? And so they attempt the field goal, miss it, of course. Then they try sneak. Diggs is offsides. They hit a 56-yard field goal. Then here you go right before half. You put together a drive. You're right down there. Again, 3 seconds left. You're down at the 3-yard line. Instead of going for a touchdown in a 38-3 ball game, you kick a field goal because 38-6 matters. Get the fuck out of here. Like, what are we doing? Hard to stomach that shit, man. Like, I don't think Kellen Moore knows what he's doing. I think he can be he's been a good offensive coach. I don't think he knows what he's doing, how to manage a game, how to be a head coach, how to manage a roster. He's 36 years old. Now he's 37. And maybe he'll learn that in time. But, I mean, y'all, I don't care that Kellen Moore sleeps in late. I don't care that he wants to have a light training camp to keep guys healthy. Fine. if that's the way you want to go about doing it, sleep in, you like to sleep in, so you start practice later, you have a light training camp. Okay. If that's like whatever, mazel tov, cheers. The problem is if you do that shit and you suck and you're undisciplined and you don't play with intensity, then I think what you've done is you bred a bunch of dudes that don't respect you. They may like you, but they don't respect you. There's a big difference. Like, I don't think this team respects Kellen Moore. They don't play hard. They keep making the same mistakes. Like, that's a problem. And I have a hard time coming saying guys aren't playing hard because, like, you're down 4 scores, 5 scores late, and I see Demario Davis flying over a pile, tackling dudes behind the line of scrimmage. Like, I think that's a dude that no matter who his coach is or what the scenario is always going to play hard. But top to bottom, like, you're creating bad habits on this roster. And you got some veterans there with Demario and Cam and some older players, Eric McCoy, Alvin Kamara. But you got a lot of young dudes on this team and a lot of first-year players on this team. And I don't think, and they're learning bad cultural habits. That's what worries me about the future moving forward with this stuff on days like today. It's easy to chalk it up and go, it's one game, it wasn't their day. Okay, but like, think about all the shit I just talked about. A dozen penalties, like illegal formation, false start, like the unsportsmanlike conduct on Brazil, like, gotcha with the personal foul. That's just dumb shit. That's just dumb shit because you don't respect the guy that's telling you what to do. It costs you, man. And then like special teams is just effort. That's all special teams is. It's effort. It's 100% effort. I mean, there's technique and there's things, you stay in your lane and all that shit. And there's a lot of stuff like that matters. You got to block down and make sure that on the field goal, keep the guy wide. I mean, of course, there's technique that matters on special teams, but like you've got to want to play special teams. And like, I don't think shit. Sorry. Also, the Cowboys just fucked up my teaser. I had a teaser bet with Seattle and the Cowboys. The Cowboys just fucked up my teaser bet too. Fucking ridiculous. Huh. Anyway, all right. Let me know what y'all got, man. Let me know what y'all are thinking. I mean, we saw Shuck. He didn't do shit. I mean, he handed off the ball, threw it twice. He was pressured, 2 incomplete passes. I don't know. I don't think I have anything good to say. I mean, talking about special teams, like you allow a punt return for a touchdown, that's effort. You get a punt blocked, that's effort. You allow a 60-yard kickoff return, that's effort. I mean, and then just, the kick in the nuts is Justin Reed blocks a field goal, but he's offsides. So they get a do-over, make it. Anyway. Devin, what up? I don't care about Dennis Allen. Fuck Dennis Allen. Old bitch. Kevin, whole Saints organization, front office to the players, gave the middle finger to the fan base. You know what's interesting about this, man? Like, this isn't like terribly surprising or unfamiliar because like this is how it felt every Sunday for half my life. It's been a minute since I felt this way on Sundays, but like for half of my life, that's what this was. That every Sunday was this with the Saints. It was just an embarrassment of a comedy of errors. Just all the Saints were for half of my life. And then they signed Drew Brees, they get Sean Payton, and all of a sudden they're a contender. And it's a hell of a lot of fun, but it's why you go back and Super Bowl bound. You go back and there was a long time where people, Pinheiro just kicked the walk off. Good for you. A lot of people wanted the Saints to move on from Brees in those last 3-4 years. And the point I made over and over again, no doubt, was Look at Dan Quinn with a bloody nose. Point I made over and over again was, man, it took you 50 years as an organization, or 45 years as an organization to find a Hall of Fame quarterback. Ride that till the wheels fall off, bro. I mean, people trying to get rid of Drew Brees like you're just going to find another Drew Brees. You're not a good organization. Huh. Best case scenario for the Saints, embarrassed every week. Maybe they fire the GM. Corey, they're not going to fire the GM, man. I mean, he is a made man. We've talked about this a ton, but when all the shit was going down with Rita and Gail inside the organization, they drew lines in the sand. And the ones that sided with Gail, and she won, the ones that sided with Gail, they're made men. So Loomis and Dennis Lauscha, like, they're good. They're not getting fired. You know, my only hope is that Gail cares enough about this team winning that she recognizes how awful Mickey Loomis is at his job and running this franchise. Move him into some, emeritus role, some advisor role or some shit. And hire a GM that can actually figure out how to win again. Because they can't draft, they waste their money, they get embarrassed. And I'm gonna tell you, man, like the Kellen Moore hire. I'm not shitting on Kellen Moore in his entire career after 3 games, and I like the hire. I mean, it's a copycat league. You hire a young offensive-minded coach, and you look around the league, and that's what wins. Young offensive-minded coach, by and large. There's exceptions. McDermott's an exception. There's exceptions, but I mean, but there's red flags there for Kellen right now. Like, not using the timeouts at the end of the first half against Arizona was a big red flag. And not having this team ready to go is a red flag. And the penalty situation is a red flag. Like, those are big problems. And like, this says they'll be playoff contenders soon. Good. Like, I don't know if you're joking, but like, there's nothing there to suggest that's the case. The thing I want to see this year is them lay the foundation for the future for that. But I mean, Spencer Rattler's 0-9. I mean, you're starting to build a large enough sample to say, all right, he ain't the guy that's going to get you wins. I mean, he's not killing you. I mean, the interception he threw late on a prayer was his first turnover of the season. Now, he's had a couple that were negated by penalty. He threw interception against Arizona that was negated by penalty, threw one earlier in this game negated by penalty. So, like, I hear, like, I'm not trying to throw dirt on Rattler, but you got 9 games. He ain't won a game yet. And there have been opportunities. In the first 2 weeks, you were in position to go win a game. He didn't win it for you. So, I mean, at some point, you look and go, is he just the guy that's going to manage the game, not get you beat, but isn't going to be able to win it for you? And do you start to say, when do you give the kid you took 40th overall a shot? And he may not be the answer either. But you got to find out, because you're going to be drafted in the top 5, and you're going to have an opportunity to select potentially your franchise quarterback. But you're going to have that opportunity in April. So you got to know what you got. What you have to know by then what you have in Shuck to know if you're using a top 5 pick on a quarterback or somebody else. Are you going for a defensive end? Are you picking the best receiver in the draft? Are you picking a left tackle again? Who the fuck knows? Mm-hmm. Moore has no fire or emotion, lack of discipline is unacceptable. I don't need, look, Milton, and here's the thing. I don't need Kellen Moore to be ranting and raving and yelling and screaming up and down the sideline. Because the bottom line is, if that's not you and you haven't shown that to your team, and then all of a sudden you start doing that, they're going to call you out as a fraud, because that's what you are, if that's the case, right? If you're not a yeller and a screamer, and then all of a sudden things are going bad, you start yelling, but fuck this guy. So I don't need, like, look, I'm watching Football Night in America's Tony Dungy on TV right there. That's a case in point of a coach who was able to win without yelling and screaming and was able to do it a different way. So I'm okay with Kellen Moore not being an asshole and yelling and screaming and getting dudes' faces and being a tyrant. That's okay. You don't have to be that. At least I don't need junction boy shit. But I need you to be respected. And I don't think they respect him. That's the problem. They like him. I think they like him. I don't think they respect him, which is why you continue to see the undisciplined shit. Thank you, Brett. Very kind. Best part of every day of my life, too, man. Let's see. Ton of hidden yardage. See, Mike, I'm with you, man. You say, what did everyone expect? I'm going to go back to this. Like, I didn't expect him to win the game, but I didn't expect him to lose 44-13, where you get a punt blocked and you give a punt return for a touchdown and a 60-yard kickoff return and you commit 11 penalties and, like, you just keep doing dumb shit. Like, that is effort and attention to detail. And when you're a professional and you're getting paid, those things have to be, like, I expected Southeastern Louisiana to lose 56-10 to LSU because they're not as good. There's a giant chasm in talent. In the National Football League, that should never happen. And that is effort, attention to detail. And that's the kind of stuff that for pros, it shouldn't happen. All right. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. I dedicate this Saint season to Griswold Family Christmas. Jeff, what's going on? Trivia shit show. Jalen, another loss. That's what they are, man. That's what they are. Matt was so excited. Like, hey, seriously? Fuck you. Seriously, fuck you. Man, like, it's a big difference between what I feel and think and love about my favorite team and being a commentator that gets paid to give you honest opinions. I mean, I'm as black and gold as anyone you'll find. I mean, born in that city, raised on the Saints, will love the Saints till my dying breath. I also get paid to give you honest opinions. Now, just because there's a lot of people that don't have the nutsack to tell you the truth, for whatever reason, and for whatever reason that is, it's their own prerogative. You don't want to run the risk of getting cut off of access, or I don't know. Look, I don't know. But there's a lot of people who won't give an honest opinion. I will. You'll never worry about that with me, because I honestly don't give a shit. If ever, I've said this a million times, I'll say it again. If every one of you decide tomorrow you'll never watch me again, fuck Scone, tired of him, never listen to him. Okay, I'm good. I'll go work at Parish and I'll sell roofs. I'll go full time in my roofing company. I'll go and I'll be the best roof salesman ever because I work harder than everybody. Like, I'm good because I don't need them. Like, I don't need validation. I don't need the Saints' approval of me. I don't care if any of the people in an organization like me or not. I have a job to do. My job is to give you an honest opinion. Now, when I watch the team play, I want them to win every game. I want them to be great, both personally and professionally. It's way more fun to cover a team that's good. As a fan, I want to see my team win. But if you think I'm sitting here like cheering that they suck dick, fuck you. Is it possible to spin? No, man, because Kellen Moore sucked too. He's a good college quarterback. Pierre, got to redraft the whole defensive front seven. I mean, it's the thing like I want to see this year now. Like, I'll tell you flatly, like, I want to see if Danny Stutzman's can be a starter. I want to see if Quincy Riley can be a starter. I want to see if Jonas Sanker can be a starter. Like, you use 9 draft picks. I want to see if these guys can play. Are these guys that are future starters for you or not? Anyway. Hey, beautiful backyard. Thank you, man. Yeah. Spend a lot of time out here, man. We love it out here. Got our outdoor kitchen, our pool, everything. We're fire. This is a fire pit. When it gets colder, we'll light the fire pit. But yeah, thank you, Milton. Thank you, Milton. First part, bad season for now. There isn't a true franchise quarterback in this year's draft. We'll see. Gulf South, Matt probably isn't. I was excited to see Saints lose today. Hey, Richard, lose has 1-0. And listen, I mean, here's the thing. Like, that's part of the reality, right? Is you suck, you're going to have the opportunity to draft high. It's one of the reasons the NFL creates parity. The worst teams draft first, so in theory, you get the best players. You got to hit on those players. So who's the guy that's the no-doubter? You know, I mean, if it was a draft with Peyton Manning, it's one thing. I don't know that this draft has that. Maybe it's Garrett Nussmeier. I think the bloom on the Lenore Sellers rose is fading. Same with Arch. So, you know, who is it? What is it? What could it be? I don't know. Maybe it's John Mateer. But David, I disagree, man. They're not going to go 0-17. And generally, dudes that are pros, they have days like this and they bounce back and they have a little pride. They bounce back and they play really hard. Now, look, the problem is next week you got to go to Buffalo and play what's probably the best team in the NFL. So you're going to, even if you bounce back and play hard, you're going to go lose that game. But I do think, seriously, after Buffalo, you're home against the Patriots and the Giants, and you have a chance to win both those games. I'm not saying you're going to win both those games. I'm saying you will have a chance to win those games. So, and look, you get the Panthers twice, who stink also. You know, you're going to have the Falcons lost again today. Like, you have division games, you'll have a chance. Like, they're going to scratch out. They'll scratch out 4 or 5 wins, probably 4. But yeah, I'm not going to go 0-17, but it's not going to be good. And again, like, I'm okay with that. Like, I don't want. I know this might sound contradictory, but I'm just being as honest as I can be. I'm not saying this today. I've said this for months leading up to this entire offseason. Like, I'm not going to rant about this team losing games because I'm expecting them to lose damn near every weekend. So I'm not mad that they lost the game. Like, I want them to win, yes. What I'm upset about, disappointed, is the lack of discipline and attention to detail and being a professional and those types of things. Like, the penalties, the pre-snap penalties. What the fuck are you working on? How do you keep having a legal formation? And how is Chris Olave, how is a wide receiver false starting and committing an illegal shift? I mean, on one fucking drive, on the same drive, you had Banks false started, Olave false started, Banks holding, Richards holding, 4 fucking penalties on one offensive drive. Like, and that's when you had the block punt. What are you doing? How about Tampa? Another one. And they've scored the game winner in the final 2 minutes 3 straight weeks. That's all right. Case in point, right? As we sit here and we talk about Rattler, case in point with Baker. Now, I get it. He's a more experienced player. But Baker Mayfield, faced with that situation 3 straight weeks, has let his team down and won the game 3 straight weeks. You can't do it. Bro, look, you joke about this, trade Groupie to Guantanamo for a correctional officer, but Blake Gruby's 2 for 5 on the season. He's 2 for 5 on the season. He's got 3 misses already. Like, that's unacceptable. You can't miss a field goal a week. You cannot do it in the NFL. I get it wouldn't matter today. They got their ass kicked. But, like, it would have mattered the last 2 weeks. You would have been in a position last week where, had Groupie made his field goal, you would have potentially necessarily only needed a field goal to go win instead of a touchdown. It was a 5-point margin. If you had kicked the field goal, or if he had made his field goal, it would have been 2. A field goal to 1 it for you instead of needing a touchdown. Anyway, please smash the like button if you would subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Appreciate y'all. I don't even know if I'm on Facebook. It might just be YouTube. I don't know. JP, you're never allowed to be negative about the Aints. You can be honest is part of the you can't be honest part of the reason why the organization's been largely a shit show for 60 years. Nobody demands winning. Friend said today, not only do we have a young team, also have a young coach. You see, Bob, that excuse only takes you so far. Like that, and that's why first-year head coach, young quarterback who's never won a start, rookie left tackle, second-year player at right tackle who didn't play today. I'm with you to a degree on that, which is why my win-loss expectations are low this year. So that's fine. Like, disappointing you lose the game to Arizona. Like, that's going to happen to a team that's learning how to win. Today was an ass-kicking an embarrassment because you were undisciplined and didn't take care of little things like effort on special teams and discipline with penalties. And the game got out of hand and you blink and you're down 35-3 in the first half, 38-3 at halftime, 38-6 at halftime. Excuse me, I forgot about the chip shot. Like, that's the other thing with Kellen Moore. Like, you've got a 4th and 2, and instead you're down 35-3. You got a 4th and 2. Instead of going for it, you kick. What the fuck difference is 35-3 and 35-6 going to do? I mean, it's still a 4-score game. Either way, like that doesn't do you a fucking lick of difference. The field goal does you no good there. It's 4th and 2. It's 4th and 16. Or it's 4th and fucking 2. And in the second half, he does the same goddamn thing. He kicks the field goal right before the end of the first half, and then the second half, he does it again. And then he finally goes for it on 4th and 4, and Rattler throws a pick. Good organization, bad organization. Zach Bond. Saints can't figure out how to use him. Goes to Philly, Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Good organization, bad organization. Could have gone through the process 4 years ago, but nope. And listen, I'm going to be very honest, man. I'm not going to be a hypocrite on this. I was okay in 2021 with Sean here and bringing in Jameis. Remember, you brought in Jameis in 20. He sat behind Breeze. He said it was like going to Harvard for quarterbacks. You had a guy that was physically gifted enough to be the number 1 overall pick. You were trying to recreate what you had with Breeze. A guy that was a high draft pick, second opportunity, young, 27 years old, good coaching, good system, good culture. That made sense. And you were 5-2. Like, I would look back at 2021, the game against Tampa on Halloween, when Devin White horse-collared Jameis tore his ACL, that changed the organization. Because at that point, you were 5-2, you were leading your division, and Jameis had purged himself of the interceptions. He tears his ACL. Andy Dalton, the season goes to shit after that. Peyton leaves. You hired Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen was shit. It eroded. Jameis got hurt again. Dalton sucked. At that point is when you should have reset. When Peyton left is when you should have reset. Instead, you went Andy Dalton and then Derek Carr, and you just handed that motherfucker a shovel, and he just kept digging. Just kept fucking digging. That's the problem. That's why you are where you are. Terrell, did you not see the defense? What the fuck's quarterback have to do with the what does the quarterback have to do with the quarterback? I did see the defense. I also know that the 44 points that they scored, by the way, came on 320 yards. They had a short field after a 60-yard kickoff return. they had a short field after a punt block, and they scored a touchdown on special teams. It's 21 points. I mean, that's the difference in a 23-13 game. And to take it a step further, what does that have to do with the offense? Disregard the defense for a moment. Your offense put up 284 yards of offense. You had the ball for 32 minutes. Like, the reality is with Rattler, he's playing in a manner that's not going to get you beat, but he's not playing in a manner that's going to win you games. Like, you're not going to win in the NFL with a quarterback that's throwing for 218 yards a game. Frustrating seeing Sean in Denver. It's my girlfriend's team. He posted It's a great coach, man. It further, I think we're getting that answer with Rattler. It further illustrates the point I made about Loomis, which over and over, which is the larger the sample size grows, the more we recognize that the successful era the Saints had virtually nothing to do with Mickey Loomis. It was Sean Payton and Drew Brees. Because the second those two are gone, this thing has gone off a fucking cliff. Like, Mickey Loomis deserves virtually no credit at all for that success. And you could say he hired Sean Payton. He did, because Payton didn't get the Green Bay job. Payton wanted the Green Bay job. They hired Mike McCarthy, so he ended up in New Orleans. Jordan, what kind of cigar? This is Bocock Brothers. It's called their World Traveler. It's a fantastic cigar. I would highly recommend. Bocock Brothers does great cigars. I would highly recommend. Plus, they're LSU guys. Thank you, Marvelous. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Over 600 of y'all watching. I appreciate y'all. I'm not saying fire more for those who think that should happen. Let's get Saban. I mean, the thing is, like, and look, Nick's 73 years old. He's not coming back to coaching. But the reason he left the NFL the first time is he wanted to develop players and wanted to get away from the financial component of it. And ultimately, when that seeped into college, is why he retired from college. So I don't think it's Nick, man. Fans don't think logical. Some people I was going 10-7. Jesus. Say it again, Matt, for people on the front. It is front office malpractice. But it ain't nothing like, I don't want to keep saying it because I sound redundant, because y'all have heard me say this for years now. Like, y'all know how I feel about it. And I mean, I talk about Gumsmack and Mick and all that stuff, but I just keep pointing out the hypocrisy, the idiocy. I mean, that's a man who a year and a half ago, was sitting at a press conference trying to convince us that Dennis Allen could be like Chuck Noll and Bill Belichick and Tom Landry, who had rough starts there. The difference is all those guys inherited organizations that were in a shitty situation. Dennis Allen walked into one of the most stable spots in the NFL. They had been in the playoffs 4 straight years. They had won the division. Well, they won the division 3 or 4 straight years. Like, Loomis has the final say on everything. Ireland, they brought in as a consultant. And look, the first year he was here in 2017, they hit, right? They hit on that great draft class. And so I was sitting there going, they had some terrible drafts. Like, go back and look at that recent run of drafts before Ireland showed up in 2017. Like, this ultimately is the core of your problem. Like, you have to build a roster through the draft. Let's start in 2014, okay? Right? So that's when the Saints started missing the playoffs, right? They missed the playoffs 3 straight years, 14, 15, 16. Here was the 2014 draft. Brandon Cooks, Stanley Jean-Baptiste, Kyrie Fort, Vinny Sinceri, Ronald Powell, Tavon Rooks. Cooks is the only one that's an NFL player, and you traded him after a couple of years. 2015. Andres Pete, Stephon Anthony, Haoli Kikaha, Garrett Grayson, PJ Williams, Davis Tull, Tyler Davison, Damian Swan, Marcus Murphy. Miss. You whiffed on that entire fucking draft. 2016. Rankins, Michael Thomas, Von Bell, David Onyemata, Daniel Lasco. You hit, 4 of those guys became starters. You bring in Ireland, and then you hit on that 2017 draft. Lattimore, Ramchick, Marcus Williams, Kamara, Anzalone, Hendrickson, then Al-Qadim Muhammad was a 6th-rounder. And then you go into 18, and you whiffed. Marcus Davenport, Traquan, Rick Leonard, Natrell Jamerson, Cameron Moore, Boston Scott. Will Clapp was a good player in the 7th round. But you started whiffing again. And as you keep going through, in 19, McCoy, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Saquon Hampton, Alizé Mack, Caden Ellis. Ellis became a player, but, he's now not here anymore. You didn't have a 1st-rounder that year. You traded away C.J. Gardner-Johnson. 20, we talked about, was a shit show. Cesar Ruiz, Zach Bond, Adam Troutman, Tommy Stevens. 21, Peyton Turner, Pete Werner, Paulson Adebo, Ian Book, Landon Young, Kawan Baker. Point being, the more the sample size grows, it tells you that 2017 was an outlier. You can't keep living off one draft class where you hit. It was a great draft class, but every year subsequent, you keep fucking missing. Anyway. I can't say, Randall, if anybody else in the NOLA media calls him out. I don't know. I don't listen to other people's shows. I don't watch the news. I don't read other people's stuff. And it's not a knock on anybody. It's just me. I say this all the time to people. Maybe as I say it this way, you'll illustrate it. Yesterday, as soon as the LSU game ended, I did a live stream for an hour and a half, went into my office, recorded my Locked on LSU podcast, stayed up, edited Hunt Palmer's column, published it, went to bed about 1:30. I woke up, I did morning scone, I went to Mass, I took my kid to the mall, came home, edited stuff for our website, just watched the Saints, did a halftime stream. Now I'm doing this stream. When we're done here, I'm taking my son to the park for a little bit. And I'm going to come home and I'm going to do Locked on LSU for the morning. I'm going to watch a little bit of Sunday Night Football. When do I have time to listen to other people's shit? I spend my life creating content and spending time with my family. I don't spend time consuming other people's content. So it's not a knock on other people. I'm not saying I'm the best. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I don't spend my time reading or listening to other people's shit. So I get that from you all telling me that. So I don't know what other people do, if they will or won't. All I know is what I do. What I do is give you honest opinions. No one will ever listen to my show or watch anything I do and say, I wonder what Scone thinks about this. You'll always fucking know what I think. I just finished this Blanton's. It was a barrel pick. It was a store pick from Calandros. So, little Blanton's, little Bocock. Jesus, that's the problem. You're down 4 touchdowns, and you're kicking a 23-yard field goal. This is where I would say, give me your best 2-point play. Whatever your best, you're at the 3-yard line, you got 3 seconds for the half. Give me your best 2-point play. Run it. Maybe you get a little momentum going in the half. Maybe you score, and it's a 38-10 game. Now it's a 4-touchdown game. Maybe. Instead, you kick a field goal, it's 38-6. Whoop-de-fucking do. Damn right. This is hitting, y'all. New Orleans media deeply entangled in this chaotic situation. They're all seeking access. I don't know. I don't know what Miami did. I don't know. I don't know that they're all seeking access. And I know a lot of those people, and I respect them a lot. But I understand also that there's a delicate balance. I'll tell you this. I'll give you a little peek into the way so this is my platform. I'll do what I want to say when I'm on my platform. But I'll tell you, the conversation I've had at Guarantee forever, since I started there. So I work at Guarantee Media. For those, I think that's another thing a lot of people don't know. People think I work for I work for ESPN. I don't work for ESPN. I work for Guarantee Media in Baton Rouge. And Guarantee has a contract with ESPN as an ESPN affiliate. But the company I work for, Guarantee, is the flagship affiliate of the LSU Sports Radio Network. We're also a Saints affiliate. Eagle 98.1 is the second. I mean, WWL is the New Orleans affiliate, flagship, but Eagle 98.1 carries the Saints, so Guarantee has the Saints contract as well. We have the LSU and Saints contract. We're partners with them. But the conversation from the day I started with Gordy Rush told me, he always says, look, be fair, don't be an asshole. Give honest opinions. If you believe a certain way, say it. Just don't be an asshole. Okay. Now, you could argue that the gum smacking mix stuff is all me being an asshole. I would argue that's me being entertaining because I still have to do a show. The operative word of what I do is show. I do a radio show. So, yeah, I'm have fun with it. I'm going to play Gail Benson saying, Ellen Moore. I mean, it's objectively funny. The owner of the team called the man Ellen at his introductory press conference. She called him the wrong name. How plugged in you think she is? Lovely lady, super philanthropic, has done incredible things for New Orleans. And I think because of Gail Benson and the effect she had on Tom Benson is why the Saints and ultimately are still here and will be here, why he bought the Pelicans and will keep that team here as well. So I have a lot of respect for that. But as far as an operator of the organization, she don't know what she's doing. Y'all, please smash the like button if you would, if you haven't done it yet. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks for being here. Shout out to Parish Construction and Roofing. If you don't know, I'm a partner in that company. I'm an equity partner. There's 4 of us that have ownership stake. So when we talk about Parish, I'm literally talking about a company that I'm a partner in, I'm an owner in. So would love to help y'all out. You can always, literally, you can text me, email me, Scone, I need a roof. Like, I'll help facilitate it for you. I'm never going to get on your roof. You don't trust me. You don't want me on your roof. But we do residential, commercial, do gutters. We fabricate our own metal. We do soft wash as well. We saw one of our guys, Matt Q, sent a video this morning, like 8 a.m. They were at one of our Lady of the Lake buildings, soft washing, getting algae off the roof. And for those, if you're in New Orleans, by the way, like we have a brick and mortar, like physical office in New Orleans. We do a ton of work in New Orleans. So I don't want you to think of it just as a Baton Rouge company. We service really everything on the I-10 corridor, man. So we'd love to help you out. Parishbuilt.com. Everything's rolling down here. Parishbuilt.com. Like how you keep it real. Help me see the light. Been a Who Dat all my life since Aaron Brooks' era. Who Dat from Columbia. Okay. Hey, man, if you came in during the Aaron Brooks era, you at least saw the first playoff win, and you didn't have to wait long before you got Dome coming, and then you got the Breeze Payton era. I mean, and I'll say, look, as a kid, my first memories, I say this all the time, like my first favorite player ever was Dalton Hilliard. I'm not old enough to know Dalton Hilliard with LSU, but Dalton with the Saints was my first ever favorite football player. Had the 21 Dalton jersey, all that stuff. So, all that say, when I first started watching the Saints, like my first memories was Bobby Hebert, Dalton Hilliard, Dome Patrol, Eric Martin, Hobie Brenner. I mean, some good teams, man. Reuben Mays, Toy Cook, Morton Anderson. Then Willie Roaf. Unfortunately, Willie Roaf didn't play on any good teams, but in New Orleans, in Kansas City did. But appreciate it. Thank you. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I'm one of them for sure. So anyway, all I'd say, like, I had some good at the beginning of my memories of Saints fandom, but then a lot of bad, man. The end of Mora, Ditka was a disaster. Jim Hazelate. I mean, we got Hakeem drop the ball, which was awesome. First playoff win. But then it went very badly, and then here came Peyton and Breeze. And we'll wait for another one, Dude, I'm going to tell you what, man. I got to tell you all the story real quick about Dalton. So this is probably going to be weird for some of you. Like, my job affords me a lot of cool opportunities. Like last week I interviewed Emmitt Smith. And I've had the opportunity to interview, man, Hall of Famers in every sport and all-time greats. I mean, Magic Johnson and Dr. J and Drew Brees and Steve Young and Joe Montana. I mean, I've done, like, I can acknowledge, like, I have a cool job. Like, I get to do some cool stuff. But a lot of that, it becomes just kind of work, like when you're doing it. And so sometimes you don't soak in the moment of, like, doing that sort of stuff. And so I don't really get starstruck ever. You just don't. But last Friday, Charles Alexander was having his jersey retired at LSU last weekend against Florida. And on Friday, they had a ceremony, a reception for him in Tiger Stadium. And I've known Charles for a long time. And so he asked me to come and do the Q&A with him. Like there was a point where he was going to address the crowd. Instead of just doing a speech, he wanted to do a Q&A. So he asked me if I would do the Q&A with him. So I did, of course. And there that night with Charles were Kevin Falk, Justin Vincent, a lot of his former teammates as well, and Dalton Hilliard was there as well. So the two guys that broke Charles Alexander's rushing record at LSU, Dalton Hilliard, Kevin Falk were there. And while I was talking to Charles, he acknowledged Kevin and Dalton off to the side. And like I saw Dalton Hilliard standing over there. I've never met Dalton Hilliard. I've never interviewed Dalton Hilliard. But like I got like a little butterflies. Like, and I wanted to go meet him afterwards. And I think he was gone, so I didn't get to see him. But like that would be the one, man. My two, like as a kid, my two favorite players were Dalton Hilliard and Ryan Sandberg. Like my first ever favorite players were Dalton Hilliard and Ryan Sandberg. And Rhino just died. And anyway. Dude, I'm gonna tell you this. I know this is a Saints post-game stream, but I'm gonna keep stumping until we finally get Kevin Falk's 3 retired at LSU. He's got to be next. Kevin Falk, Glenn Dorsey. What are we waiting on? Like, why are they still waiting? Why are those two guys still waiting? All right. Hey. Matt Q inspected 2 of my roofs. Get in touch with them tomorrow for possible replacement. Yes, we do have a NOLA office. So Richard, like our one of our partners, it's Richard Tilley, Ryan Terrio, me, and Joe Morales. It's the 4 owners. Joe lives in River Ridge, and our office is in Elmwood. Like we have a physical office in Elmwood. Parish has a physical office in Elmwood. So like, yeah, man. I mean, I know people think we're a Baton Rouge company, and I got to do a better job. Like, it's one of the reasons. Look, we do live reads now with Mike Detillier on WWL for Parish. We're paying Mike to do. We did Mike's roof down the bayou. So like, we do a ton of roofs down the bayou. We do a bunch of New Orleans jobs, both commercial and residential. So yeah, man. But I understand why people perceive us as a Baton Rouge company. I'm here. Terrio's here. Our main office is here. But yeah, we're all over. Lafayette. Shout out 337, man. We do a ton of work in Lafayette. Love to come give you an inspection. All right. I've seen your Parish got my kid's school drama. So Joe's back and forth. If that's Joe Morales, which probably is. Joe's back and forth. He lives in River Ridge. He drives to Baton Rouge a lot, but he operates out of the Elmwood office a lot. You know what? Let's do it. Hang on. I have it. What the hell? Let's do it. Let's get nuts, Jalen. Let's get nuts.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Shout out to Mr. Toby Tomplay for the jingle, by the way. The king of the earworm. LSU made 3 in the polls. I think they're 4. It came out today. They're 4. Chase Young's contract from Dumbass. See, here's the thing, man. Like, I don't mind the Chase Young deal. Like, you signed him on a 1-year prove-it deal last year. He was one of the league leaders in pressures. You signed him to a short-term extension, paid him market value. I'm good with that. It's just a bummer that he's hurt. I think the bigger problem is he has his calf injury, and you didn't put him on short-term IR. So if he doesn't play next week against Buffalo, then you look back and you go, what are we doing? Wait, hold on. Tremaine, what do you mean? Like Toby does the AFR Open, like the after further review. That's Toby. Toby Tomplay does the AFR intro. All right. May wrap this up, y'all. Going just about an hour. Getting dark. I want to bring Drew over to the park before it gets too dark. Come home, eat some dinner and all that stuff. So hopefully better days ahead. I'm telling you all this. It ain't gonna be next week. Saints play Buffalo. It's gonna be bad. The ACL and the decision to pay Carr instead of hitting the reset then is what did it, for sure. Agreed. But I do wonder, man. I do wonder. I wonder if Jameis had not torn his ACL when they were 5-2. They're 5-2. Jameis looked like a new player in 21. You still had Sean Payton. What if? Hurts to see us lose first 2 weeks, considering how winnable those games were. I knew we'd be bad. Losing games we could have stolen the top loser. All right, let's get out of here. No matter what, I don't care if it's Ellen Moore, Mickey Loomis, Dennis Lauscha, Gail Benson, whatever. No matter who those people are and who's wearing the jerseys, who dat for life. I'll be who dat for life forever, because what I know for certain is those people will come and go. But I, from birth to my last breath, will be black and gold for life. So it's a shitty time. It was a shitty day. And there's going to be more shitty days. But when you go through the bad times, it makes the good times mean that much more. That's why, like, when I see kids wear Steph Curry jerseys, when I see kids wearing Alabama shirts and shit, I'm like, parents, you're doing them wrong, man. When I see kids wearing in Louisiana wearing Patrick Mahomes jerseys, I'm like, parents, you're doing your kids wrong, man. Like, the view from the top of the mountain is so much more meaningful when you climbed that fucking mountain, as opposed to taking a helicopter and just letting someone drop you off at the top of the mountain. That's why when this shit hurts, but when you get through it and you make your way through it and you get back, they'll be back at some point, hopefully in my lifetime. But when you get back to the top again, it's going to be that much more meaningful. Anyway, appreciate y'all. All right. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. I'm wrapping up right now. Yep. All right. Go take Drew to the park. Y'all have an awesome one. Who dat? And let us help you with your roof. Peace.